We played Cook's Corner the weekend before, Sunday. That was pretty good. It was a perfect day, so that place was absolutely jam-packed. And Tato was playing with some copy band. What's that?
That's Rick's Box's...
No, well, it just went to your radio.
Oh. Halloween deal.
Oh,
I'm going to go to the haunted house. They're having it at Adelano Stadium, so it's going to be supposed to be really sick.
Adelano? Yeah.
They got a whole stadium?
Yeah, Maverick Stadium.
Yeah.
That's where we did that's where we played with Buck Cherry and Cottonmouth Kings and all those fuckers. Edema, otherwise.
Wait, is this for a show or for their haunted house?
For their haunted house.
Nice. Do musical performances there, too.
Today is the 19th. It's a Saturday.
All right, Facebook is up. One minute.
You're cruising on a motorcycle through another dimension and time. A dimension not only of beer and rock and roll, but of twisted minds and sexy women. A wild journey of crazy imagination that has no boundaries. There's a warning, a sign up ahead. Your next stop. The Zig Zone. The Zig Zone. The Zig Zone.
All right. What the hell's up, everybody? Hey, JJ.
Yeah, what's up?
Want to warm up a mic real quick? I'm just a little on the cold side.
It's the headphone amp again, probably.
Is it really?
Hello.
Yeah, it sounds fine here.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. I know what my voice sounds like anyway. So
we hear enough of you,
right?
Yeah.
I was just on my Instagram thing, and then Rick Spock had his from Fire on All Cylinders. They did have a commercial for their haunted house in Adelano Stadium. So give a quick shout out to Rick's. I'm going to that. I've been to the one last year, but they usually have it on their property.
Yeah.
But this time they're going to have it at the Adelano Maverick Stadium.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I'm round or not.
That's going to be killer. Because, I mean, you played there with the same stadium with...
Yeah, I played there with Day Zero with, was it Buck Cherry, Cottonmouth Kings, Edema, otherwise, and, we had the Metal Militia guys riding for us there. So that was fun. It's a great place to play, but I don't know if they're doing it on the field or if they're doing it, like, in the parking lot. Probably in the parking lot, because they're really dicks about going on the grass. I remember they were giving shit to some of the riders they were like, don't ride on the grass. It's like, well, how the fuck are you supposed to jump without hitting the grass? I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway,
So somebody's a little anal retentive and don't get it.
yeah.
So I had my I've been going through getting all my physical stuff done and what have you because I'm growing older.
I'll say.
I'm not old. I just said I'm growing older. So I had my doctor's appointment today, a follow-up, and I mentioned, because, my feet. And, because I'm on my feet all day. On my shop, I'm on my feet, working on bikes. On the weekend, I teach the motorcycle safety course. I'm on my feet. And I'm walking. I do 5 miles a weekend. That's average. Some other instructors, when you're doing doubles, they said that you're right around, up to 10 miles on a weekend, which is a lot when you're talking about a range that's really not all that big. But my feet, I was wearing like regular boots. And then when my feet started to kind of hurt a little bit, I started wearing hiking boots. And then that was better. But then it started getting a little bit worse. So I put insoles, the little arch insole things.
Yeah.
That got a little bit better. But it still progressively over time started getting a little worse. And so the last month, it just my right foot's like really the worst of the two. And then my right pinky toe, the top of it was just freaking hurting. I'm like going, shoot. So I kind of added that in when I got there. I was like, well, I got my feet. Come to find out, I have plantar fasciitis.
Oh, is that who did it with us?
I know, huh? I've never even heard of that shit.
Oh, is that right?
It's plantar fasciitis. It's the muscles of your feet. They're just look at it this way, like a permanent cramp. You know what I mean? Where they just hurt. I mean,
You need more water.
No, I drink a ton of shit of water. It's just I'm not stretching, my muscles. So she gave me exercises to stretch the muscles out and make it better. I mean, once you have it, you got it. It'll never go away, but you can make it better. So that's, hey, Zig, guess what? I'm getting older. And then come to find out that on my toe, it's a fucking corn, man. What the hell?
Oh, cool.
I thought that's like you get that kind of stuff when you're like 80.
Old hammer toes.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's
No, my dad had those a lot. He had like corns and bunions and shit, and it was like some of them he'd have to have cut off or whatever. And oh man,
Well, what she did, she's like, okay, well, I'm going to give you an ointment, prescribe you an ointment to put on there, and then like a special medicated Band-Aid that kind of like goes on there, and like make sure everything stays in the medicated and kills it. She goes, if that doesn't help, then we'll move to another procedure.
fun.
In other words, we can't kill it, we're going to cut it.
Exactly.
And what the hell, man? I mean, for reals. As if it doesn't get any worse than a colonoscopy, I'm just going through these phases of getting older. And it's just really weird. Has any of that shit hit you yet?
No, not yet. I don't want to. I don't want to know.
But you're not 50 yet, though.
I got 2 years.
2 more years. Oh, geez, that's a long time for shit to settle in.
Yeah.
And see, then we'll be on the air, and you're going to come in. Hey, guess what I did today, guys?
Right.
I went to the doctor. And guess what the doctor told me? What else do you have to look forward to? Grandkids?
I've already got grandkids. What are
I know
talking
you
about?
do. I don't have. I mean, that's me. That's what you say. Me. What else do I have? Look,
Well, grandkids aren't a bad thing. It's like
No.
Bunions and colonoscopies. Yeah, I'd rather deal with grandkids than that shit.
Well, that's why I said looking forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's really not much left to look forward to,
Oh,
right?
gotcha. Oh, okay. I thought you were like saying.
No. I mean, grandkids would be nice. You know, one thing about grandkids, I would hate. Let me see if I can phrase this properly. I don't think I would want my kids to actually have kids because they're going to live in a really fucked up world. I mean, with the global change and all this shit, it's going to be a fucked up place. And
Oh, we'll all be dead by then.
yeah, exactly. So you know what I'm
just
going to do?
party it up.
I'm
It's the
going
end of
to
the
yes,
world.
I'm going to party. I'm going to ride motorcycles. I'm going to go to the track. which is why we weren't here last week. And well, we weren't here the drum clinic prior.
The drunk clinic?
The drum clinic.
It sounded
Yeah,
like you
the
said the
drunk clinic
drunk.
in
It sounded like you said the drunk
Well,
clinic.
either way, it works either way,
A little
right?
bit of both.
Because we all felt like shit, right?
Yeah. No,
I was out of the country. I felt good.
No, that's right. You were out of the country. You felt like shit, and I felt
Well,
like
I felt
shit.
like shit, and I was like, last week I was just
No, not last
dead.
week. I'm saying the last drum clinic.
Oh yeah, no,
previous
yeah,
one.
we were all like dead on our feet.
Well, last weekend I spent 3 days at the track, so it was it tore me up. I was done.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad last weekend, but it was like money wise, like just getting up here, and I didn't have work up this way to make it make sense.
Yeah, because you're down in Menifee. That's a long ways.
That is.
So if you had a motorcycle,
God.
you see there'd be two win-win situations on this motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
You would be able to get here a lot cheaper, a lot quicker, and you could join us in the biker alley.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So Tiff,
Drums
how's
and
that?
motorcycles.
So Tiff, how's that Harley Davidson fun going?
Right.
You know, you never know because females are very smart and sneaky like that. They'll sit there and they'll do something and they just won't even let you know.
She's got her own fund, probably like a Hawaii fund. That's her goal, is to get to Hawaii.
So that would be nice.
On a Harley?
No, that'd be a trick.
Yeah, it would.
Well, you know
You could fly a Harley.
well they have those. You know how they have those things down in down in Florida. What is the key? Not the Keys. What is that area called?
Yeah, that's the Keys. The Florida Keys.
Okay, so they have the Bahama tour, rock and roll tour thing.
Ooh, sounds titillating.
No, they've been having that, but they only have it down there. So they're like really cool. They've had Def Leppard and you know all these other crazy bands, Great White, what have you.
Def Leppard's crazy.
I wouldn't say that.
Nah, you're right. But
I do like them though.
but they have these tours, but you have to fly to Florida. But the cruise is actually fairly cheap. I mean, it's like $400, and you spend 4 or 5 days on this ship.
Yeah, but you
With all these rock
fly
bands.
all the way to Florida.
Exactly.
There's some that go out of Long Beach.
That's
though.
not that bad of a flight.
No, I heard on the musical grapevine that the next one, since you mentioned Hawaii, Hollywood. Since you mentioned Hawaii, I heard the next one is going to be one from Port Sakal, or San Pedro,
Yeah.
to Hawaii.
That would
That would
take
be
a
an
long ass time to get all the
expensive
way to
one.
Hawaii, though.
Right? Well, I think it is what it is. It's like you just do the boat there. Oh, it would be what you're looking at? About same time, about 4 days, right?
Probably more than that.
No,
Hawaii's pretty
it
fucking
wouldn't.
far.
Yeah, but it wouldn't take.
It's like a 10-hour
But
flight.
a boat, it never stops.
more?
It's just going.
Yeah, but boats are slow as fuck. They gotta go on the water.
Jesus.
Just fly there; it's quicker.
Well, I guess what the whole thing is like the cruise goes there, then you fly back.
Oh, okay.
But I can only imagine what the cost of that is because you'd have to buy the package, right? So you'd have to do. I'm sure they would have some kind of deal where you pay for the cruise, then you also pay for your flight back. I'm thinking that's got to be at least like a $3,000 bill.
Somebody
Right?
online should look that up for us.
Yeah,
And put it in the comments.
Does anybody know about
how long
that?
does it
Anybody
take
ever
and
heard
how
about
much
that?
does it cost?
Right.
HawaiiCruiseLine.com.
I think to take a boat to Hawaii would probably take 3 days. I mean, because you're never stopping. You're
I
constantly.
think it would take
moving.
longer.
I don't know. I don't think.
I don't know what the distance is though. I think it's pretty freaking far though. It's way the fuck out in the middle of a big ass ocean.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it would take more than 3 days to get there.
No.
Yeah, Pacific goes almost halfway across the whole damn world. And it's
Yeah,
like
but
halfway
Hawaii's not
across
that far across.
So it's like a quarter of the way across the world.
What is it? Hawaii's
it's
like
not
only
that
like
nice.
it's like 3,000 miles off the coast. It's like 3,000 miles away.
Oh shit, 3,000?
Isn't
That's
it?
a lot.
Google that shit.
Well, that's why I asked somebody to like look it up for us, even though I'm sitting in front of all these computer screens, but I'm lazy.
Right.
I want to see it in the comments.
Right? Somebody looked that up. How far is Hawaii from the mainland?
Who's even?
I have the answer. Tiffany posted, howdy. Wait, that's not how far it is.
Oh, is she in?
Where's the doorbell? There it is.
Oh, I had it on the wrong screen. It was on the YouTube screen. There she is. Chris Walsh called me an old fart. I got your old fart right here, motherfucker. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, right there. Which one?
Oh, how old is he?
He's younger than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of drum discussion we got?
Yeah. No shit.
Well, hang on a second.
Wait. No, let's talk about motorcycles.
No, it's not.
Oh, my niece says get cortisone.
Get what?
Cortisone
For what?
For Hawaii?
for my foot.
For your goddamn foot.
Oh,
Man.
What
What is this? Is this like?
Does that mean I have to
old
start
man
getting
talk?
injections and stuff? But you know, one of my things is
I think you can
'cause-
get topical cortisone, just like rub it on.
well, I can play drums left-footed, but my main kick is my right. But I can still play. I've had a pedal malfunction in the middle of a gig, and had to play half the gig
That's why I don't
with
like
my
the
left
little.
foot. I can do that.
I don't like
but I
those
don't have as much
springs on the pedals because they're just prone to like fall apart all of a sudden. You never know when it's going to happen.
Well, I don't have as much power. I mean, because you play double bass, so do you have as much power in your left as you do your right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because you got. I mean, I do a lot of stuff with my double bass where I use both pedals a lot instead of just doing one. Like, I mean, I'll switch back and forth with doing like flams and stuff on the bass drum with one, but then most of the time I'll do it with both because the feel is just so much easier and it grooves a lot better.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as like a lead kick, like if say you had a pedal malfunction, and now you're planning to play the rest of the gig with just your left foot, you think the kick is going to be as powerful as your right? That's what I'm saying.
I need both pedals. I mean, doing one bass drum pedal is like really hard, but just to do the left, I could do it, but it'd be a pain in the ass. And
I used to be a single bass drum player, so I definitely am dominant on the right. But the right one is faster when it comes to bounces and stuff than the left one. Like I can do a lot of the stuff and be about the same volume, but when it comes to like doing some like really tricky bounces, then the left one has problems.
Well,
But I learned on a slave pedal too, which sucked.
you just got to train your left foot the right way. And it's just when you're like me, I trained it just because I drive so fucking much and I always have music playing in the car. Whatever I needed to learn, I would learn, and I would, just when you're driving, you can't do both. So I would do everything with my left. It's your left foot does nothing when you're driving.
It is your practice one for driving.
So you just practice with that.
yeah, that's how I play. That's how
and
I play double bass.
I gotta
yeah.
say though, after I got that double bass, the pedal setup that I got, it's made like a lot of difference for my left foot. It's just free to do whatever the hell it wants. So it feels exactly the same as the main pedal, even though it's like off to the side.
Well, fortunately, I don't use the same
Well, you use two
muscles. Well, I
use-
use individual bass drums. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I use a double bass pedal, which is a totally different feel
Yeah, it is definitely.
because your spring isn't as strong on your left. Even if you try to adjust it,
It is with the trick.
it's
That's why I like that one.
I don't know.
But I did take a chance because I didn't know for sure. I just knew I wanted the compression spring type, like the old Speed King. And nobody makes them. Just Ludwig still makes the Speed King that way, but Trick is the only other company that uses compression spring. So that shit won't ever fall apart either because it's inside it.
I've never had any springs like fall apart.
It was that cheap ass slave pedal that I learned with my left foot on
Oh.
once I was playing, and that one fell apart. But then, like, I still had the right one, so it's like no problem. I don't even like most of the stuff I play. I don't need a second bass drum. Even if I want to do something, you can always use the floor tom too.
Well, fortunately, with the plantar fasciitis, it doesn't affect my drumming.
Potatoes?
It
Yeah, what was
it
that?
affects my walking, but the drumming, I'm good to go.
Oh, fasciitis.
Yeah, plantar
fascist.
fasciitis. But
That means you got scar tissue on your foot inside it.
yeah,
But yeah, the cortisone, if that's like an anti-inflammatory, then that would help.
I'm gonna have to try
Yeah,
that.
just get some on like a lotion you can rub on your feet. Get Scott to do it.
He
here
puts a
in the
lotion
station.
in its skin.
Right?
Yeah, gently massage it in between your toes. Do a sensual massage with it.
Foot clinic.
Ask your girlfriend to rub your swollen foot.
What girlfriend? So I get home yesterday. I mean, I was teaching out in Camarillo, so I get home yesterday, and as soon as I turn my Facebook on, the very first message that I seen was from my sister B, and it was the death of Ginger Baker. 80 years old.
Yep, 80.
Crazy.
We were talking about him not too long ago at one of the drum clinics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
And
saying
I
he's
think
the guy
Tate
that
was
was
here,
the greatest
yeah.
drummer in the
That
world,
was
according to him.
probably the last one.
Yeah. So that we're losing like a lot of not just drummers, but we're losing a lot of really iconic musicians.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of weird, reaching our age because when we're younger, it's like they just seem like they would just
You knew they would all die someday.
Yeah, but you don't
They're
think
all
about
older
that.
than us.
I mean, 80 years old.
That's up
I don't
there.
even think I'll make it to 80. You kidding
I don't
me?
want to make it past 80.
I don't want to be 80 either. Hell no.
My son says, Dad, you're going to be the lucky one that's going to live to be 100. I'm like, I sure as fuck hope not, dude.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I don't want to deal with diapers and all that bullshit when I'm older. No.
Right?
Just take me out,
Well, you still shit when you're dead. Once.
Once or twice. Oh, God.
So you're going to need them anyway. Well, I guess you won't really need them.
No, you won't need
give
'em.
a shit.
Yeah, no.
You'll take a shit, but you won't give a shit.
Yeah, let the corner deal with that bullshit.
Right?
What do they do? Just
See,
like
no,
hose them off or
lost.
something before when they're getting them ready for funerals?
You get some hose.
I can see
always
somebody
come back
hosing
to
off
that.
Ginger Baker's ass, getting his ass ready for the funeral. Oh God, there's so much poop. Too soon?
Oh boy.
I don't think it's ever too soon in our show, dude. But we're losing. We just lost Vinnie Paul. I mean, for God's sake. And that was
That's
like,
been a few years already.
no, Vinnie Paul
Vinnie
wasn't
Paul.
a few years. What are you talking
Wasn't
about?
it like 3 years ago now?
No, it wasn't. It was just because it was just this last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or this year.
3 years.
No, it was this year, wasn't it?
See, it's all the same.
It was only
Yeah, 'cause I saw-
like 4 months ago.
No, I just
5 months ago.
Yeah, because last year's
Seems
NAMM,
like longer.
I met him at NAMM last year.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's only been like 3 years.
Tomorrow it's
ago.
going to be like 10 years ago. And you'd be like, shit.
No, Dimebag was like a while
Yeah,
ago.
that was
Yes,
a while ago.
Dimebag was years ago. Yeah.
His was
Because
probably
that was when they
was-
had Damage Plan together.
Yeah.
2004 or 2005 or something?
No, it was later than that.
2009?
No. It was like, oh God, what was it? Google that shit.
I don't remember dates anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, but
Already getting old.
right. So we're seeing a lot of these musicians. I mean, obviously now they're up in their years.
So
I'm surprised that
Vinnie
Ginger
Paul
Baker.
wasn't that old. I think.
No,
it's
he
just-
wasn't. But he had.
They were like fucking.
He partied.
partied like a fucking crazy maniac.
He was a rock star.
what did
and he
y'all
still
think
maintained-
of-
But he also owned a nudie bar too. I mean, come on.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was just out of control. It's amazing he lived as long as he did.
Right? Yeah, because he loved Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Kept him alive. What do y'all think of Ginger Baker as a drummer? Like, were you a fan of his? I know Scott was a big fan of his, like, poofy shirts. He always had a poofy shirt.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that.
Well, actually, while you're there, grab some cream and then just put it in the undertow of the.
Oh,
There you go.
You didn't even.
Wait, that's not cream.
That is not cream. I'm sorry. I forgot to turn my volume down on my deal.
It's creme.
Crema de la crop.
But
Actually, you know what? I'm going to put something else on, too.
What are you talking about?
Remember Blind Faith?
No.
It was another band with him and Clapton and some other cool people.
That's the one I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
he was looking it up earlier. He was like,
Yeah,
what the
they
hell?
didn't have it on the Wikipedia thing. But, I mean, I think Ginger
hippie
Baker
music.
was a...
DPD.
He definitely influenced quite a few drummers that, especially if you were from my era of... I started playing in 1976. So, you got to figure, Cream was still, being played on the airwaves and what have you. Because, that's Eric Clapton had
God,
went solo.
I was only 5 years old.
That's a good song.
I always thought he was kind of like just like do exactly what's needed kind of drummer, but he adds a little bit of a flair. It's almost more visual the way he plays.
Well, what I've always considered of Ginger Baker is like a lazy drummer. And I'm not saying like he's lazy.
Well, they didn't know how to play heavy yet back then.
Well, he just, being lazy, means like he's very relaxed.
He's a pocket
Yeah.
drummer.
He's like a jazz
and
drummer.
he just kind of like he really made the rest of the music stand out.
Yeah.
What
good
he
taste.
did, it definitely pushed, the music. He had a great songwriter, Eric Clapton.
And it's so funny,
that's
like he always thought he was like the best drummer in the world. It's like he was probably like the most egotistical drummer I've ever like heard of or read about. But I never met him, so I don't know if I can verify
I never met
that.
him either.
No, that would be.
Maybe some reporter just had it out for him.
I've met some egotistical ones. What was the one? Carmine.
Yeah,
Very.
Really?
Carmine Apiece, huh?
I always thought he would be cool.
His brother is Vinny's really cool, but Carmine for some reason I don't know.
That's funny because most
And they-
brothers, it's like one of them plays drums, another plays something else. You don't see the many where it's two drummers.
Well, and both of them
Well-
played for iconic rock bands. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Carmine did the Bark at the Moon album with Ozzy, and then they called back. They didn't like certain things you did live because he wanted to change the whole groove of the music, and he was like saying, "Oh well, yeah, Tommy Aldridge wasn't a great drummer and this and that, and I changed the style and this and that." And he just had this egotistical thing about it, and I was like, "Fuck that guy." And because Tommy Aldridge is one that I replicate when I do the Ozzy stuff, and for him to bag on him, I was like, that's bullshit. So they called Tommy Aldridge back into the band to tour with them because they didn't want to deal with Carmine. So
I like Tommy Aldridge as a drummer. He was really good.
Tommy Aldridge is a
You
really
gotta
good drummer.
put up with that skull face.
and a very very cool guy. I met him. I was at NAMM and just waiting in the line at the bathroom, and he comes up right behind me and he goes, "Oh fuck, this line is fucking so long. What the hell?"
I gotta pee.
He's
You
like,
got
"Oh,
prostate,
man."
dude. Speaking of an old drummer, come
but-
on, man, my
but it-
prostate's home. I gotta pee.
But a very humble guy, not an asshole. He was cool. So I don't know.
Just tell me, Aldridge played on what Ozzy album?
Speak of the Devil.
Was it Speak of the Devil?
I
Okay,
think that's the only
I was thinking
one.
Bark at the Moon.
No, Bark at the Moon was the dickhead I just said.
Carmine.
Carmine.
Oh no, not Bark at the Moon. Diary of a Madman. That's what I was thinking of.
No, that was God. What was his name? I can't think of that shit. I can't remember all these goddamn names. I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. You gotta Google that shit.
Hey, I got a question. Completely different drummer. But I heard that David Lee Roth was making some new stuff. Is Bissonette playing with him still? Greg Bissonette? Because that would be cool.
I don't know.
Like
I got some friends that are really good friends with him, and I met him at.
Didn't he play with Ozzy for a short stint too?
I don't think so.
Like
No,
The
he's
Rest of
doing.
the Wicked or before that?
Bissonette is doing a lot of stuff with.
Bissonette was with David Lee Roth. So
Yeah.
he did,
Yeah,
he
but
did
he's-
all 3 David Lee Roth albums.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff with. What's the drummer for the big nose guy for Beatles. Drummer for the Beatles.
Ringo.
Ringo, yeah, he does with
big
Ringo.
nose
There's
guy.
there's two drummers on stage, and he's one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I met him at some thing that he did. It was like a clinic kind of type of thing that he did, and he was a really cool guy, really nice guy. I met him at NAMM back in '96, but then just like maybe 2 years ago, me and Tiff went with our friends, and they're friends with Bissonette, and he did he does a lot of charity stuff too. So, but nice guy, and he was just talking about all his influences and stuff, and it's like all old school, kind of flavors, and he's a totally different type of player than you'd think. And playing with what he was playing with now, it's totally different from like Van Halen type of playing. Not even the same. So,
Well, I think maybe he matured.
well, yeah,
You
that
know?
and he went from a huge set to just like a little 3-piece set that he plays now.
Because I'm really excited, even though we still haven't came up with a name for the band, but, I did join a blues rock band, or I am forming a blues rock band. So
Poopsicle's not taken.
Poopsicle.
Poopsicle.
See, I told the guys, they said, we all came up with a name, and I said empty bottle. I just think that's a really cool, for a blues rock band, think about it. I don't want to say empty needle. With the blues, you got a lot of the heroin addicts at the time,
I wouldn't bring up that.
Actually, Ginger Baker was his demon was heroin.
That's what kept the music industry alive in the early years.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Your record producers were your drug dealers. That's just the way it was. You go to the studio, you get high, make music. It's a living.
Yeah, get in that groove. But in the background, we got some Ginger Baker going on, and that's what I was saying. He's got this very lazy kind of sloppy style. He just does the accents and the toms. It's not really a direct, pattern. He just has this little thing that he just kind of flops around on his toms and
timpani
and the cymbals and stuff, and it just sounds really, really good. I would say that he was never really a pattern drummer. Does that make
Yeah.
Is that pretty much phrased correctly?
I think he's a pretty simple drummer.
But I liked just a little act. I liked it. Well, he didn't.
Yeah, it's nothing very technical.
No, but it really sounded really good, and he added the toms instead of doing drum fills.
That's why I say he's more of a
a
pocket drummer. Like he just laid back in the pocket and kept the beat going, and do his little flippity floppy fills and shit. But I don't know.
He's just light.
I wasn't a huge fan of Ginger Baker, but he did his he did influence a lot of people, I guess.
Well, he had obviously some of his influence was some people that he influenced. He's talking, like Tommy Aldridge,
possibly,
different drummers that because you people think that if you're like a heavy drummer that you don't have any kind of influence as something that's a little more subtle. A good drummer pretty much listens to everything, and takes a little bit of ideas, from different, genres of music.
Genre.
So let me pick a little bit here. Let me pick a little bit. It's like going into a candy store. Not C's candy, because C's, what you're gonna get. It's chocolate and caramel. But those ones where they have all the different oddball candies. You just when you go through it, you just kind of got to pick. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try right, and you're like, oh, that tastes good. I'm gonna have some more of that. You know what I mean?
I'm not a big sweet tooth, so, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. For JJ, you're this type of style fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like
Hippity
early psychedelic. This is acid rock,
Right. I can imagine how they had the best acid too, because I mean, Timothy Leary was like creating that shit. He got a hold of that stuff, man. They were tripping.
Yeah, they were always experimenting with it.
They call it tripping balls. Get out there and just start creating music, man. And you see the old videos, and they got all the bands big and far away, They're doing the whole. When you're tripping, hey, what do you see? Hey, what do you see? Oh, God. I hated people when they did that. Do you feel boxed in and pushed out, or you ever had someone do that to you? You're tripping.
That was one of the worst trips ever.
Oh my God, the drugs were good then. I'm just saying, I don't do them anymore. But I definitely had a lot of fun back in that time.
Oh yeah.
But I think we grew up in an era where there was really a lot of creativity, because you still had, a lot of the bands from the 60s, that still wasn't, because look at now. Like Motley Crue is now considered classic rock.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Now you hear it as classic rock, radio, like KLOS just classic rock, and then it's all, old school metal. And
yeah, exactly.
It's like classic rock. That's classic metal.
So now you've got, but then, we're talking, the late 70s, early 80s. These Cream, they were just. The last album, it was only like maybe 15 years prior. So it was still basically what was still happening. Although you still had the changing of the different styles of music. You had metal coming up. Black Sabbath was starting to make grounds. Blue Oyster Cult, Pink Floyd. Shows us the Who. Well, actually, no, the Who is still 60s. They just stayed around.
But I remember,
like the Stones, you can't kill them. Yeah. They're walking zombies. But a lot of the bands that started really coming alive in the mid 70s and then into the 80s. Obviously, Black Sabbath, Ozzy, which your tribute band plays. And I think that it will influence a lot of bands that just kind of came into where in the mid '80s, when that's when the real bombshell of the metal days had, and like like we said, Rat, Motley Crue, Crocus, Accept. Then you had AC/DC, which was, I think, probably set the platform. I personally think for heavy metal. Am I right on that?
What about Axl playing with them?
That's more of a. It's more of a rock, and it's metal, but it's not true metal. Like it's not like Iron Maiden or that kind of metal. AC/DC is more like
hard rock,
more family friendly metal.
Highway to Hell, family friendly.
Well, that's like, okay. So we played a festival this weekend on Saturday, and it was all kinds of different genres. Like we were probably the hardest band there, and then there was a Van Halen tribute, and that was probably the second hardest band. Then it went from there to.
Van Halen's not really that hard.
No, they're not.
Hard rock. They were more of a party band.
Yeah. And then from there it went to Billy Idol, and then, Journey and other bands like that. It was like,
well, actually,
Journey would be hard to pull off.
Was more like, I think
they were technically still kind of hard rock.
They
were
way more 77 though. Right, first album.
Van Halen was playing in '77 too.
Now there was a Zeppelin band there too, but
no, I think Van Halen, the original came out in 1980.
No, it was
70s.
It
70? Was it maybe 79?
Maybe 79.
Yeah, late 70s.
I was thinking it was 77 or 78 though.
But yeah, they were the party band. They were like the I think they were really like first of the party bands, because they were just out there like super duper having fun. And you gotta admit, David Lee Roth looked really good up on stage. Journey was more like, because everyone was like, because they were coming out of the Make Love Not War era.
Oh God.
And I think that's really helped Journey come along.
I don't know.
It was 1978.
78 Van Halen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I liked Steve Smith's drumming, but
He's a damn good drummer.
Yeah, and then the guitar work was good, but just the singing and it was all about it was all girly songs. Like it was all
everything they wrote
ballads.
had hook to it too, though. It's like you can't listen to it without fucking singing along or some shit.
I can.
Admit it, Scott.
No.
You like to?
I am not a
You like to
fan
rub
of
lotion on your
Journey.
feet while you
I'm
sing
sorry.
along to Journey, don't
And
you?
listen to Jeff Porcaro.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Toto.
Oh God, come on.
That's what's next.
Actually, I think it was you that sent me a drum solo of Steve Smith.
Me?
Yeah, I think it was
No.
you. Maybe, okay. Somebody sent me a drum solo of Steve Smith, and it was rocking. It was like maybe
No,
a
he's
year
a great
ago.
drummer.
And he just was phenomenal. Very so smooth and technical. And just played very effortlessly.
Yeah, it's just like the only thing I know. It's just like the lyric, I don't know, the singing and stuff. I'm not a big fan of Steve Perry. The rest of the band are good musicians, but I'm just not a fan of Steve Perry's.
Chris said that he lived next door to Doug Engel of Iron Butterfly, and that his kid stole his car.
Oh. Is it true that the bass player of Iron Butterfly disappeared? I remember there was a rumor going on when I was a kid that he was working with the government on some time travel project, and then he disappeared. I was
You would know
cool.
that. I don't know. I don't know any Iron Butterfly trivia.
You know
remember
the
that
thing
band,
about
though. You
Iron
know who they are,
Butterflies,
right?
they really weren't all. They're more psychedelic than heavy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said he would know better.
Well, even the heavy stuff
he's
back
all
then
right.
was psychedelic rock.
hippy dippy.
It's we didn't even start calling it metal till probably 80 or something like that. And then you started getting some of those underground sort of thrash metal groups, and then you started getting a lot more into it, and Metallica started getting big. But I mean, early stuff, it wasn't metal, it was just the foundation for metal.
Oh yeah, when I was going to junior high, there was this PE teacher that would always hey, you like this band, you should check out, and he'd always bring out his Cream albums and say, hey man, you got to check these guys out. Here, I'll let you borrow it. It was a Cream albums,
Vinyl, baby.
and I'm like, I'm good.
Aerosmith was one of my favorites when I was growing up.
Yes.
And I loved Kiss, of course. I mean, who the fuck
Well, yeah,
didn't?
yeah. You gotta love Peter Criss. Even though
Explosions and fire and blood.
I think that I don't think Peter Criss had much
He had a good
style
little
and
jazz
technical.
shuffle, though.
I think he was like
old
Scott said. He was a pocket drummer. He just basically the guitars and
He did what he had to do.
Yeah, because he had this huge kit, but he didn't use it.
You got to do
I mean,
what
think
you gotta
about it.
do.
He
Only
really
in the
didn't use
solo
it.
for God of Thunder, then he used it. On the live in 77 or
Yeah,
something
but
like
it's
that.
simple. It
Old
was so
school-
simple
Old
of a
school
solo.
Kiss I can listen to, but not the new anything like mid '80s and later.
Shit, anything Destroyer or later. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a disco album.
Well, I got a friend that's in a Kiss tribute, but they're unmasked. They're old school, but they're probably the best Kiss tribute band I've seen. And the singer just sounds exactly like Paul Stanley.
I could play War Machine on guitar.
And-
That's how simple their shit
And
is.
the drummer, his buddy, he fucking nails it. They're really good, but they don't do anything new. They do just the old school Kiss shit, and it's just that shit that they do is really good. But I'm not a fan of the.
Speaking of which, what do y'all
Newer.
think of that new Tool album?
I haven't got it yet.
I should play some. I have it on my phone.
I listen. The ones I've heard
No,
on the
don't.
radio, I
I like it,
it's
but they're
gonna
not
take-
venturing very far at
No,
all.
it's going to take a while for me to even get into it. It's too obscure.
They pigeonholed themselves into being a 90s band because they hadn't made any music since the 90s. So now they can't really venture too far from that old sound. So it's just a showcase of sticking to that old sound while still making new material. And it is
Well-
good.
well-
That's not a complaint. It sounds fucking good.
Well, plus Kerry has his signature style, and
Yeah, and that comes through.
Yeah, and I think once you have, if you have a drummer that I mean, really like Kerry, has this signature style, you pretty much got to write the music around that.
That's how they've always
am I
done it.
wrong?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
same as like a band, drummers like, Morgan Rose for Seven does. He writes most of the music because he writes most of the beats first, and then they go around him.
That's sweet.
But it's probably the same with Danny Carey. But it's like the songs I've heard so far, everyone has that tribal entry beat. It's just everyone sounds the same, and it's just as
I wouldn't say it's too much the same. It's just similar.
the ones that I've heard on the radio.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying.
not venturing very far away from
No.
the classic Tool.
Well,
That's a good thing in.
Well, it's like AC/DC.
But
you
there's
don't,
no hook.
don't derive from this. It works.
Actually, I think there is hook still.
But
They're not a hook band though. Like
They
a lot
know
of other
some of their their classic songs that have been like their biggest hits.
Sober.
Have a hook.
Sober
Sober
did
had
have that hook.
and an awesome video.
You know, just that da-da.
I love the video,
Da-da.
like putting chicken kebabs through the pipe to make it look like some shit. And I was like, that's probably their dinner.
Chicken kebabs.
Yeah, you know the video with that little
Yeah.
Yes, the
claymation
little
dude?
animated guy. Yeah,
Yeah, like when they opened up the pipes and you saw this like fucking meat going through them or some weird
Right.
shit.
I never understood that video.
And,
I mean, sober. I'm not going. Well, geez, that's
Yeah.
kind of. And then because if you know the lyrics, you're like going, what point is the video? I don't
Most of their
get it.
videos were like that. What's the one? Now I can't remember which song it was, but when he finds that little guy and he dissects him and cuts him in half, that one's cool.
What was it?
I like the third
what
eye
was I
opening scene, though.
Chris said that Tommy Aldridge played on also. What was it? Speak of the Devil.
Hey, here's Ginger.
well,
This
the
is Ginger's
live
drum
one.
solo right now.
Oh yeah,
Speak
turn
of the
that
devil.
up.
That's what I said. I already said that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Speak of the devil.
No, the Ginger Baker
Oh, no.
solo.
I don't know about that.
Turn that up a little bit.
I'm gonna piss.
And then you'll see what I'm talking about when I say like he's like a lazy. No, I think
Yeah,
you
that's
just-
pretty lazy
you
for a
turn it
drum
up.
solo. You know who else
But
died
he
today?
had a little finesse to it. I mean, I think you need to turn the aux more. What? I think you turned my mic up.
That ox? No, it's just really light in the recording, that's all.
Is it?
Yeah, because I got it up all the way on YouTube.
Oh,
too.
okay.
See, he was just a light drummer. He was all about the finesse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what which I just call like a lazy drummer. He's very
Nothing
relaxed.
fancy,
He's just
nothing
there's-
heavy,
Nothing's forced.
just this. Ooh, that's fast. Ooh. I'm just kidding. He's dead. I probably shouldn't be giving him shit. But you know who else died today? At 84?
Who?
Rip Taylor.
What?
Yeah, the confetti guy.
That kid was a hoot.
I found a little recording of him from
With
1982.
with his little mustache thing. Right,
did-
that's Rip Taylor, right? He had the twisted mustache that came up like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup, and it looked like he had a carpet on his head. Probably was a carpet.
Probably.
He always had the same hair.
Yeah. For decades. 'Cause I remember we used to watch him when I was a boy. We'd get at my grandma's house. We were watching the Lawrence Welk show. Then there was Donnie Marie, and he was always, and then Johnny Carson. So he was always on, a lot of those shows.
His timing is good.
But I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of almost sloppy,
Yeah, this part's better than the rest.
but it sounds good. I like it. I don't know if the people on, that are listening,
That's
or
what I was
watching
talking
the show
about.
can hear it, but
What he was doing right there, like what I was saying, is if you only have a single pedal and you want to do that between the bass drum and the floor tom,
see, I was never really good. Because I was using the double bass for a crutch for so long. I never got to the point where I can do like that fancy heel toe quarter note stuff.
I don't do the heel toe
in.
thing, but I do like a double or a triple bounce with my right foot, and it's just a matter of catching the spring on the pedal.
Yes.
You don't have to do heel toe. Just go in Like I usually have my heel up in the air when I play, so my toes hitting it, and I find like this nice little point about in the middle of the pedal, and then it's just the bounces just come naturally. Boom, 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 boom. But what I'm experimenting with now, there's different ways of playing the cymbals to the drums. Like you can bounce off a cymbal onto a drum, doing double bass drum with the cymbals, bouncing onto the toms for like this huge wall of sound. Or you can play through a cymbal and you can hit it at the exact same time that you hit the drum that's underneath it. So I have my little my little side snare is right next to the hi-hat cymbals. So I can play hi-hats and the snare drum one-handed and drink a beer with my other hand while I'm doing like super cool blast beats.
Oh, very nice. And you were talking about bringing a band in that you guys were on the road with up in Northern California, right?
Yeah, I think they went back already though.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were still playing with us for a couple more gigs this month, but I don't think they are. Hey, this sounds like the Priceline Negotiator song.
It does.
Priceline Negotiator.
Do you notice that a lot of commercials, like even car commercials, they're using music from our genre to entice you to buy like a new car
That
or
is true.
whatever. It's crazy.
They actually got really technical with their commercials. Now they understand like there's certain sounds that causes visceral reaction in your body, like a chalkboard or something like that people react to. But more subtle, they can put those sounds and that gets you into a suggestive state. So they can actually like fuck with your brainwave in such a way like now you're just like taking the programming in without even discernment.
But do you notice it's more of the more high-end cars? They figured, okay, well, the people for this generation are either dead or they got money.
Buy Mercedes.
Yes, or BMW,
Generation?
right?
Generation.
There's actually,
Cheers.
cheers.
Sloncha.
There's a video of Ginger Baker and I think it's Gene Krupa. I think.
Gene Krupa was good. He was a weird style too, though. Like for me, that was like a foreign language when I hear the old jazz drummers play.
Right.
I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
What only
there's
Gene,
no bass drum.
Well, Gene Krupa and also from the same era, the same jazz era. He had his
Buddy
own
Rich?
band, Buddy Rich.
Yeah, I love the video with Krupa and Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
Oh, and the one with Animal and Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Some
Buddy
of the best
Rich-
drummers of the world.
Buddy Rich
Speaking of which-
was on the Muppets twice, and the second time he went on, he was in his dressing room, and then they're like going, "Hey, Buddy, it's time to go on the air," and then he gets his drumsticks and he starts playing all around the room, playing stuff, and he's going down the staircase and he's jamming and he's hitting everything that's a different
I think I
shape or
remember
size.
seeing that, yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Did you see the one with the Muppets and the Dave Grohl on there?
Yes.
Him and Animal.
Him and Adam are going at it,
Yeah.
and they both like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm tired."
Yeah. No, they're
No,
both-
you win.
You win.
Yeah, you win. Dave Grohl's an amazing drummer.
He's-
He learned to play drums for Nirvana too, and he's just like he's good at it. I mean, by now he's had like decades worth of experience. This is Steve Smith, by the way, from 1980.
Yeah, see, Steve Smith's is just intense.
He had the double bass drum set with two toms on top before it was like the thing, because that was like the main go-to drum set in the 80s.
Well, then you had to have, then Alex Van Halen had to like put all the like, what do you have at one point? Like 6 bass drums or something
he
like
had
that?
4, but
Yeah, but
No,
then
no,
the
didn't he
gummies-
have one where they were like the tuba thing? Didn't he have like 6 of them?
Yeah,
something like that.
I think it was 4.
Was it just 4?
He might have
dude,
done
come
like
on,
6 on
But
one
no,
tour.
no one outdid Terry Bozzio. Terry Bozzio had that humongous kit. That was
Yeah, but
just
see, the
insane.
difference is Terry Bozzio played
He played everything. Yeah.
everything.
Alex
Terry
Van Halen
Bozzio
was a
an
good drummer
amazing
too.
drummer. He was an amazing drummer during the missing persons era. And if you really listen to Missing Persons, because what stands out the most in Missing Persons is obviously the vocalist. What's her name? I can never
Dale Bozio.
Dale, yeah. And it's like he had a lot of like walking in LA.
She got harsh looking.
Oh, she didn't age well.
Yeah. No, I'm still friends with her on Facebook. It's like she posts things, and it's like, oof. Oof.
Dale, don't do that. Stop doing that. Don't post that. Your legs don't look good anymore. But like walking in LA was a great. I mean, I played it. I would play along with it. Some songs that I used to practice with, and when you listen to some of the subtle stuff, and you're like, "Oh wow, where did that come from?" Same thing with Bissonette.
I'm going to start playing drum solos, and y'all have to guess who it is.
Is it still C. Smith?
Nah, he
Well,
finished.
it's very low.
Yeah, it's very low. It's kind of hard to tell because
It's actually coming through on the mix pretty strong.
is
Well,
it?
Yeah, I can't hear it here.
Okay.
It's the headphones
If
that-
it's all, if you guys can hear it better than obviously Scott and I can, let's see if
faint.
anybody else can figure out who the drummer is.
It's faintly into my headphones, so.
It is. So I'd have to just kind of stop talking for a second.
You want to see him?
That's Tommy
It's
Aldridge.
definitely a double bass
That
drummer.
is Tommy Aldridge.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say, it's
Yep.
definitely a double bass drummer.
No, I knew that he does the same solo almost
does.
every time, and then he'll
Like
drop
his
the
entire
sticks.
career, it's the same.
It's like
fucking
Tato.
solo.
Tato has his solo. His solo is hilarious because he kind of does the same thing, but he brings out like swords and shit and starts playing. Tato's solos are fucking hilarious. No, Tato's a really fucking good drummer. You gotta like see him play. He's really good.
So I'm just not into solos.
But he does the hand thing like he does. Like the
Oh,
bottom.
does he?
Yeah, like well, Tommy always does it.
Yeah,
too.
and Bottom was the king at that.
Oh, Tommy does a really good job too. Though.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, but Bottom was the king. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I just saw him play with Whitesnake in Las Vegas like last year. Yeah, there you go. What's funny,
Dude,
he's
from
only
like-
like 5'2" or something. He's just a tiny little guy, but his afro's like another foot tall.
That gives him his extra.
I learned to
bit
play
of
like
height.
this from him and Bonham, and god damn it, hurt my hands. Just doing the rim shots with your hands. But then again, I play congas and djembe all the time now, so I guess it came in handy.
Yeah, well, the conga doesn't have that rim.
The old ones do. They made the rim better to where it sinks down more, so it doesn't like hit you really hard. But like old school congas, they have a rim that sticks up. Actually, that might be a reason to have drums with the wood hoops. I would not have wood hoops for a drum set because I know I'd break them.
Oh, so would
But if I was doing it with my hands, then yeah.
Yeah, I hit way
Yeah, I
too
mean,
hard.
it would just go right through them. Especially if they're maple or something not too hard.
You know, this is so cool because now people that watch there on YouTube, they get to watch
Actually,
videos.
I
and
should
stuff.
put it
It's
up on the
awesome.
screen, too. Display capture?
No,
Oh, yes. Got it. Now everybody's watching Tommy Aldridge. Hey, that should be the name of your band. Display
What?
capture.
yeah, but that's blues rock. That's what I'm saying. I love
Display
Empty Bottom.
capture?
I'm still stuck on that.
Actually,
you know what?
There was a friend of mine that had a band that was called Bottoms Up back in the day.
I would like. You know what? I'll tell you what. Those of you that are tuned in, give me an idea for a band for my blues rock band. I like Empty Bottle. The other guys are like, that's all right. But let's see if we can get a listener that actually can give me my band's name. Yeah, Bissonette. He's good stuff, dude.
Thank God he got rid of that haircut.
Oh, that's total 80s, dude.
mullet. It looks like Garth, man.
Right?
He does. He looks just like Garth. I don't think this is that old of a video either.
No, this is old.
This is old.
Yeah.
I like that size drum set too. That's like mine. 3 on top, and I just added a second floor tom, so 2 on bottom.
See, I like it when the drums are like really close together like that.
Oh,
mine have a little gap between
I
them.
don't like that angle though. I can't stand that. Mine are like almost flat on top.
Yeah, but if you look at he plays
not
like
too
this.
angled.
I play on top of my drums.
Very angled.
You know, yeah, that's like really crazy.
That's like Vinnie Paul angled.
Not only Vinnie Paul, but also
he had the
from
giant-
Iron Maiden.
The problem with like really, really long drums is you have to angle them more.
Yeah, but when I use my 24-inch bass drum too, I have to put my seat like way the hell up because I don't like to hit angled drums. So mine are like just slight like this.
Yeah,
much.
so they're better low
That's
if
it.
they're flat.
So if
I angle them a
you're
little bit.
on the Facebook, you can keep your Facebook thing open, but open up another little window and put up this on your computer, and go on YouTube, and you'll see we got we're just playing different drummers, and they're doing solos and stuff. We have Greg Bissonette. We just play Tommy Aldridge. But I think you should pull one up with Vinnie Paul. Actually, why don't you pull one up with Ginger Baker? Can you find a
We just
video of
listened to
Ginger
one
Baker?
with Ginger Baker.
Yeah,
it
but-
wasn't a video though.
I know.
It was from their
There's no
album.
video?
Come on, we need more excitement than that.
I can play Cunt Crusher.
Crusher. Oh God, come on.
No, if you want to see some good fucking drumming,
Pull up Vinnie Paul.
oh my fucking god.
Pull up Vinnie Paul. Vinnie Paul. It's very rare that Vinnie Paul did a drum solo.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like I don't know if I've
Well,
ever seen a drum solo.
see, the thing is that when you play and you add so much to the music,
can do
that's
solos
my
in the
thing
music.
too. I don't. If you want to see what I'm playing and have something stand out, then just watch it while I'm playing with the music. I'd rather do that. All the little ghost stroke stuff. That's that's good. That's tasty kind of stuff.
Here's one that's Vinnie Paul wasted drunk playing drums.
Oh God.
But yeah, I don't see any solos. The intro to Hell Yeah. That was like the
Yeah,
only
but-
solo, huh?
Yeah, they don't really do.
Because he
solos.
does do a little solo with Hell Yeah.
Oh,
or
I gotta
did.
pee.
Do your thing. Oh, pull up.
I'll put this on next.
What's the?
It's a live track.
The original drummer for.
Whoops.
God damn it. Brain fart. I got this in my head, so I can't think of it. God damn. They're like thrash metal. The Chris Adler.
Yeah.
Pull up a solo of his if he's got one.
All right.
Not that haircut. Oh my God. It's Garth on drums.
He's a pocket drummer too, but he's got like that funky sound. That's what I call pocket, not simple stuff.
No, he's a really good
What's
drummer.
the other one? Shit, now I can't remember the guy's name or the band he plays. It's like a weird San Francisco band that I know of.
San Francisco.
And there's a video I watched of this guy doing like head-to-head drumming with the guy from Lightning Bolt, and it's just a fucking amazing.
I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
Lightning Bolt is a two-piece band, bass and drums, that's completely insane. Like the way the guy drums is indescribable. It's not human. I don't see anything
Chris
where
Adler?
there's a lot of Chris Adler stuff,
But no
pops
solos.
and videos. Yeah, I don't see solo stuff.
I don't like doing solos. They made me do a solo on fucking Saturday because the power went out.
Oh, you got to do a solo when the power goes
Oh
out.
no, the power went out. They were having power issues though. Right before when we were doing sound check, and they fixed it, but then something went out for like 2 minutes, and they're like drum solo. I'm like, oh God, here we go. So I had to do one, but supposedly it was good. I don't know. Someone's probably got it on video. Who knows?
All right, well, there's this video called Drummer Festival 2005. I'll play that. Damn, look at that drum set. Oh, wait, you can't. It's only on in here. All right.
Are you friends with Tato on? Are you friends with Tato on Facebook?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to his site.
I don't have my phone in front of me. It's plugged in the wall behind me.
Oh, you'd have to log on that thing, huh?
And I'm lazy.
Yes, I get it. It's a visual thing, though. You got to see it, though. It's pretty fucking funny because he'll put on one of those the Mexican wrestling masks and do the whole like this. And it's fucking hilarious. As if you didn't know Tato wasn't a character.
Right?
Yeah.
I gotta check his band out.
They're good.
I haven't seen them.
They're
play
fun to
live.
watch. You know, it's just a 3-piece, and they do a lot of Sublime covers, and their original stuff is kind of like a Sublime sound, and then they do like Pepper and 311 and that kind of shit. So kind of reggae-ish but
I think
rock oriented.
I think now that because the goal for my new band is going to be we're going to like just work on material through the holidays because we got the holidays coming up, and
you
there's
found
Vinny.
Look at those toms.
I know they're ridiculous, huh? All custom made. Look how deep
the
those.
hell was that?
Look how deep those bass drums are.
Those are like
that.
custom made drums.
Oh yeah, that's Vinny Paul. He's got his own shit.
You'd have to be
the
like
sound is
6
horrible.
feet tall to play that. Yeah, this one's only a minute long. I thought it was going to be more drums.
Yeah.
Oh, drum solo.
No, they don't have any drum solos of him. There you go.
This is old.
Yeah.
That's what the old Mudvayne
It wasn't even the
guitar
whole song.
player playing.
Well, yeah, because it was the singer from Mudvayne too, and
What in hell, yeah?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know it was that singer.
yeah.
the singer
I'd
from
only seen him
Mudvayne.
as Darth Maul.
No, it was his project. Hell yeah, it was his whole thing.
That's cool. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
see, oh, dude.
Yeah, Chris Adler isn't even with them anymore.
No, well, Chris Adler got in a
Yeah, he got
motorcycle or a car accident. And they got in a motorcycle accident and got fucked up. I mean, he can't play. I guess it's like really limiting on what he can do now.
That sucks.
Well,
And you want me to get a motorcycle? Can you hear it?
Don't wreck.
Hey, I'm 52. I've got over 1 million miles underneath me, and I've never had an accident.
Don't say that.
I will say that every single time, and I will die not having an accident. But Chris Adler was so fast, so smooth, and the attack was just, I mean, it was there.
He's a really fucking cool guy too. I met him at NAMM one year.
Yeah, I met him at when I
Another
went
short,
to NAMM also.
tiny guy.
Yeah. Skinny
There's
as a
actually
rail. That
benefits
dude
to
can't
being
be like
smaller.
130 pounds wet.
You don't have to be big to play drums. It's funny though, because some guys that you think are too big to play drums, then they're fucking good too. Like the really, really tall drummers, and they like dwarf their drum set because they're so big and lanky.
Yeah, see, the biggest part of his body is his calves. Look at his calves.
Yeah.
But look at his thighs.
Well, that's any drummer.
They're like this.
Mine are fucking ginormous.
And I loved how Adler mixed the. He used a lot of the little cymbal accents in his stuff. It was just really intense. Using the little China or the little little 6-inch
Splash?
Yeah,
The
splash.
cymbal. That's funny. I never thought of using a splash cymbal that way. I like how he does the bounce on his bass pedals too.
Oh, his bass drum playing is amazing. What the hell kind of beaters does he have on those? Look at it. They have like
They're wood.
no, but look at how it's got like this little stem on the back of it. Like
They're like triangular shaped. The ones on the trick pedals are
yeah, but
similar to
if
that.
it comes back, it's gonna hit you
Yeah.
right in the fucking cap.
Yeah, the ones I have, if they hit you, it hurts. Do not do that.
Why the hell did they put that there?
But if you adjust it right, it's not going to hit you. Unless you're like pulling your foot like way off the pedal and you're barefoot.
I like the trick gear, but their drums, I'm not a big fan of.
Oh yeah, they're just aluminum. I don't like metal drums except for snares.
No. There was a trick drum set that was at this Pasadena music festival I did with Day Zero.
Are they doing wood
backlined
drums now?
Yeah, there was a wood drum set.
You sure?
Yeah, positive.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because like when I looked at their stuff, it was all aluminum drums.
And it's funny, he sits really low in the saddle, too.
He's kind of even.
I can't-
Like if you look at the angle of his legs. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but he got into an accident.
next time we're gonna
And
do
but I
is
mean, Rick
called-
Allen lost an arm.
Yeah, but he didn't play like crazy beats or anything.
All right.
So like,
Yeah,
he's lucky he wasn't like one of those crazy
Did someone
drummers.
say crazy drummers?
Oh,
Whoops.
God.
Might help if I unmute it.
That's just ridiculous. Come on. Blast beats. Oh, come on.
No, watch what this guy does.
That's phenomenal double bass.
That's some fucking pocket with double bass.
That's like a machine gun,
It's
dude.
stupid
My,
fast,
my
but
favorite part is what he does with his left hand on the snare drum.
And he's very relaxed doing it, too.
I know. It's funny watching him. He keeps the drums pretty low, too. It's cool because, like, the set that he has is everything's really close together.
oh yeah, he has to be to play that fast.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the dude's got some good foot technique. That's not even, like, the most of it.
Cunt crusher.
Yeah.
Look up
The
Tim,
band is called Infant Annihilator.
Tim. Oh God, what's his name? Tim Young.
Got it.
Tim Young is
That came up on the search.
that guy is. He's a
Oh,
really
it's-
cool guy too. I met him at the Whiskey, one of the Tuesday Jam things.
Ooh, Morbid
that I did.
Angel, huh?
Yeah, he's with Morbid Angel, but he was with Bad Wolf singer that sang for Divine Heresy. So he's the drummer for Divine Heresy.
Nice.
That was with the guitar player for God, the big fat guitar player.
Blues Traveler?
No, death metal, like
He played
yeah.
the
Oh, Fear
fucking
Factory.
Fear
harmonica.
Factory, yeah. Dino's, yeah, Dino played. It was Dino and
Watch this.
God, how did you get your feet that fast?
Look at his hand. That's one-handed right there. You have to bounce them to get your feet that fast. Like you're doing a roll on your bass drum.
yeah, exactly. No, Tim Young won like an award like the fastest feet.
I don't trust
That's
drummers that
phenomenal.
play like this and don't sweat. I do not trust them.
You notice how he's playing at the very at the base of his pedals, where he gets a lot of bounce off of it.
Yeah.
No, you have to like your feet have to swivel and
You don't have to.
No, look
I
at
was-
his
I was
get them
saying-
that fast. Yeah,
Look at his feet. He's manipulating the bounce of the pedal.
Yeah, you just play into it a little bit, and the bounce just comes naturally.
That's pretty phenomenal. Because, I mean, the one who started kicking that off was from Slayer, Lombardo.
Oh, he didn't play that fast. Though.
No, it's what I'm saying. But, if you think of all the music back in the day, Dave Lombardo was the one that actually was really, it was like going, holy shit, that dude's fast.
No, the drummer for Anthrax was better than that.
Benatti.
Yeah, but that was
amazing.
But they came out a few years later than
No, they were
Slayer
right around
did.
the same time because
I don't think so.
yeah, because they were playing with
Anthrax and Slayer were about the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not talking about the. No, I think that Lombardo was kind of stood out a little bit more.
I disagree.
I thought Lombardo was sloppy. I thought all of Slayer was sloppy, though. Not
Yeah,
just Lombardo.
I agree.
But that was their recording style. I mean, they were just straight on thrash. That's when there wasn't much difference between like punk and metal.
No, Charlie Benatti was a way better drummer than Dave Lombardo. I'm just saying.
I didn't say he was a better
don't
drummer.
know.
I
He's
said he
faster.
stood out more.
No,
I said
one of my buddies
more.
that's he's in one of the tribute bands that we play with now, but he used to have a studio in San Dimas, and that guy gave him drum lessons.
Who? Give who?
Oh God, I'm drawing a blank.
Lombardo or Benatti?
No, Lombardo. No, Lombardo was getting lessons from one of my buddies.
Oh, okay.
But this guy, he's just a ridiculous drummer. Now he's playing for a Guns N' Roses tribute, so now it's all like easy shit for him to. Oh, this is way old.
I think it was like 2010.
Yeah, well, that's what it just said.
Yeah, that would be 20 years ago.
In my world.
Yeah, see, he's moving his. See, I could do. I do that, but that's what I'm talking about. I don't. I use the double bass as a crutch, like what you were saying, with JJ.
As a crutch?
No, because you were saying you use the triplets on the to get you balance point. Use a spring.
Yeah.
See, that's what he's using. It depends on the attack. I like to stay pretty much in the middle. I have a long board, so it's right in the middle is a good sweet spot. And gives you a lot of power.
Pull up a Divine Heresy.
Hold on.
Like just a Divine Heresy.
So what we're also going to be doing, what I want to do is start doing the drum circles here.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do like
That's what people have been asking me about that.
starting the next drum clinic. We'll start doing drum circles, and then we can get other drummers to come on in and just kind of join us and just start rocking out. I'm going to bring a couple of the high toms that I don't use anymore.
I've always got lots of percussion too. Like if I take my car, which needs to be fixed, but like I have my congas and my djembe all the time, and bongos. That dude like always plays a tiny drum set, like snare and bass drum.
Oh,
The one on the left,
okay.
the one on the right, he always does like maybe one tom or two.
He looks weird.
Yeah, he's one of those tall guys that looks funny playing.
Not him, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy's a robot. He's not human. Look at that snare drum this dude's got.
See, I have a deep snare. It's a Martin snare. I want to get.
Yeah, we need to fix the snares on that. I saw it. It's just like it's got some weird snare system.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to like gut all that and just put on regular snares.
I'm going to give it to Dave Pimentel from Dog and Butterfly. He already said he would. I asked him, I says, dude, you got to keep me this snare working for me. And so he's going to, he said, Dog, drop it off. And I just didn't get a chance to drop it off at his house because he makes his own drums. I forget what company he was with prior, but
he has that Slingerland set that he refinished everything.
Yeah, But he actually makes drums, and they're actually really good.
They're not hard to make.
He likes to do snares.
Yep.
Good ones are hard to make.
Yeah.
Tim does an excellent job. Look up Billy Reimer.
Yeah, these two guys look like they're on
Yeah, they're-
meth.
Oh, wait until they get into it. Billy Reimer?
Billy Reimer, the drummer for Dillinger Escape Plan.
And the one guy's like smacking on his bass drum. So he's using the actual ring of his bass drum.
Yep.
Like, we forgot to add my tom that was supposed to be right here.
No, you can do that for sound.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you only got one hi-hat and one other cymbal, what else are you going to hit?
See, I like that deep snare.
That's
I
the
had a
minimal
deep
thing.
snare when I was in a band called Tiger Bay, and I loved it.
Well, one of my favorites is the one that I built, the old Leedy. It's probably like from the 50s or before. It's a 12 by 15 snare drum, so it is big. But I keep it tuned low because I use it as a tom. And then, like, when you kick the snares on, it's just big-ass fat snare sound.
I mean, it doesn't sound like they really have any kind of pep. They're just like jamming.
Oh, that's like both of these guys' styles is just like crazy fucking blitzkrieg shit.
You know what? Do Godsmack.
No, pull up Billy Reimer first.
No, I got him queued up.
Yeah, that guy is
Okay.
fucking insane. His style is like, because I mean, Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, I
you've heard
love
him.
that drummer. This is a good segue into his style too, because they're like really, they're all frenzy drummers. That's the only way I could like explain this.
But two of them together, it's almost just noise.
That's what it sounds like to me. It just sounds like a bunch of fucking noise. Like they're just like not really keeping in time. They're just
The times are changing. Hey, the times they are a changing. Oh shit! What'd I do?
I saw John Tempest up there. He's a good drummer too. My buddy's on tour with him. He's his drum tech now. Yeah, look at this fucking guy. Oh my god. He's a fucking kid too.
I didn't see when this recording was.
Looks like Jared Goff almost.
Whenever somebody does like that, you know they're gonna break into something fucking insane.
well. What the reason why drummers do that is because they start getting a little too confused in their head. Okay, let me slow this down a second to gather my thoughts.
Yeah. Keeps the crowd engaged too. He's got a tiny little drum set.
Oh yeah, no, that's all he plays.
All right, Billy.
What? That's it?
No, that was a bad one. You
let
gotta
me
look at
interrupt.
You
Dude,
gotta
both
find a better one than that.
Godsmack. Dude,
Wait.
the singer of Godsmack, I never knew he was a drummer.
We need more of this.
No,
Yeah,
it's badass, dude.
No, you need to see like a really good thing of Billy Reimer.
How about that one?
What's that?
I don't know. I just said Billy Reimer.
Oh, okay. This is if it's a Tama one, yeah, that's gonna be a little better than that. The last piece of shit.
He likes birch shells.
Dude, bird shells are nice.
Hi, I'm Billy Reimer.
I've got the Pearl Vision. I got that for a second floor tom, and
So
they're
Tom has
birch. It's just
come
like one of their
out with
cheaper
this new
lines,
line, this new drum
but
they're putting out called
amazingly good
Silver
bass
Star.
sound out of that
I came in
drum.
here and when I looked at the kit, I was actually
I never
surprised
used to like
find out
birches.
that it was half the price of what I initially
What the
thought
fuck?
the
I
kit
thought
would
this
be.
was a drum
And,
solo.
it's all birch shells. They sound very warm, very punchy drums, and I just.
There we go.
We just recorded with it. It sounded great through the monitors, and
I had
it looks awesome.
only one Tama kit. I liked
Most
it.
of the times, even
I always
But
liked their
I
drums.
didn't-
kit, you take it out of the box, you play it.
I didn't like it in the
This
studio.
kit, right
It
Remember
just-
their
it didn't
electronic
have this
drums?
Warm.
Mine came out great. I had a old, just
For
a
me, I always
cheap
found,
swing star,
birch shells
and that thing
articulate
came
maybe a
out
little
great in the
louder,
studio. It's
maybe a
just
little
the
more
mics you
powerful,
use and
especially on
everything,
stage.
the
And
studio
I
you
love
use.
how they translate in the
But I
studio.
had like
guess maybe it's the
John
way I
Graves
hit,
like producing
but
it, so
I
that
just
guy was
actually kinda
phenomenal
preferred
producer.
birch over
You know, my
personally.
one of my
That's my
kits I
personal
just
taste. I love
loved in the
different
studio
styles
was
too.
my
Maybe for
Smoke
different
Chrome
styles, but my
Slingerland,
style,
and with the
I
oak,
like to play
and it
heavy
was
music
just
and
wow,
Dillinger.
just
I
so
thought it
much
was
power.
necessary. Currently, I'm playing
It just
the
pushed
Baby King,
everything.
and I thought it was very
Being it's a
necessary
harder
to get
wood.
those tones. I chose those
I didn't know they
shells
used oak in
over
them.
the maple.
I thought Slingerlands were
And when I
maples.
came in here and tried the
No, they
Tadley
weren't.
Silver
It's-
Star burst shells, I could clearly tell, like, yeah, I could absolutely play this on stage with my band. This punches. This feels exactly what I need. This is a very comfortable and familiar sound. The kick drum is super punchy, super quick, and just has like a great attack. And the heads on it, the stock heads on it, sounded great. The toms had a very warm, round tone. The snare is super articulate, has a great tone. It was great for a dynamic range, and overall, it just sounded like a very well put together.
And you notice how like the bass drums are getting smaller and smaller.
I do not like small bass drums.
No.
It just doesn't have the kick. All they do is like put a pillow on it to make it sound muffled and call that a bass drum? No. Just turn it sideways if you want to save some space, like Frankenkit. I got a 24-inch bass drum. I just turned it on its end.
I forget what kit I was in. I was at Guitar Center and I was getting me some sticks, and they had this kit out there. And I'm not sure. I can't remember what kit it was. I don't know if it was a Gretsch or if it was a tom or a pearl. But the bass drum basically looked like it was a floor tom almost.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, that's
Sometimes
small.
they lift them off the ground just so the pedal hits them in the middle because they're so small. Like they'll take a 16-inch floor tom and make it a bass drum.
Yeah, you're like, what
But
the
I
hell?
gotta tell you though, I took a frame drum. I have an 18-inch frame drum, and it had a leather head that was tacked on that broke. So I put all hardware on it and a bass drum hoop and mounted it to an old bass drum practice pad thing that I have. So I took the pad off and used the stand for it. So now I have an 18-inch little bass drum that you can just pick up and take with you anywhere.
Yeah, I've got a buddy that makes drums as well. He makes these ones. He made one out of it. It was a Marshall. It says It looks like a Marshall amp, and it's a bass.
Oh yeah,
drum.
you could put like a drum. Like
And he
in
put a
the speaker
drum,
hole.
just a front drum head thing in it, in the front, and it's like maybe an 18-inch bass drum head, maybe 16 or 18, something like that. But it sounds pretty good. And then the thing opens up, and all the other little tiny drums that they use, it's like a little pocket drum set, and you just everything goes inside of it and closes up.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And this guy just makes it, and it's like, that's just crazy. But these guys are doing like, they're just playing copy gigs, at bars,
Yeah, it's not that hard to carry a little 4-piece kit like this. That's why I made Frankenset, is because I wanted a 4-piece set. But I didn't want to do like the same setup.
Well, I have my Pearl kit for like, quick setup and breakdown. Like when Visions, when we were doing a lot of gigs at, what was it? M15. They gave you.
I didn't have another one queued up.
They gave you, it was okay. You got 5 minutes, 10 minutes to set up, 10 minutes to break down. So I just used my 5-piece kit.
Yep. Five-piece kits are great for that.
Yeah.
Who else you want to hear?
I told you, pull up Godsmack, the drum solo Godsmack, the dueling drums Godsmack. I'm telling you, really, really good. And he plays with his hands. The singers, I never knew until I actually seen that he played drums. And he's a really, really good drummer. Chris said, have you guys heard of the Mongolian band, The Who? Yes, I seen a video on that. That was pretty awesome because they got that chanting kind of, Mongolian kind of tribal thing going on.
Yep.
It's pretty solid. I like it.
Who?
The Who. It's a Mongolian metal band.
Oh yeah, I just heard that. The Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard that.
Well, it shows them
See
like
that skinny guy? The skinny. That's the drummer for them now. He used to play with Snot years and years ago.
Thought it was a
before-
good band, but it's not.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Dude, that drum work,
amazing.
I love the sound of the drums on that album.
Well, that's not him playing though. It's not when they first had that drummer. It was before they recorded.
Ah, okay.
But
Their
the
drummer
set-
that they recorded with was good.
oh yeah, no, he's the drummer for Bad Religion now.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah. No, someone hit me up. Some girl on Facebook hit me up and said, "Oh yeah, I know. I saw you're a drummer. I'm friends with this band called Bad Religion, and they're looking for a drummer." And I'm like, "What?"
Damn, that'd be badass.
And I was like, "Okay." So I said, "Hook it up."
They've
And
been together for decades.
Oh, yeah.
At least 30 years.
This is punk. It's like
Yeah.
it's easy to play.
It's like pop punk, too. Like,
Yeah.
nothing fancy.
But anyway, yeah, it was like, yeah, well, you got to go and audition for like with 500 other drummers. I'm like, fuck that. And sliding New York and all that. And nah, I'm like, nah.
Playing percussion with drums is so freaking fun. I mean, that's what I do with my band right now.
Yeah.
I just have 3 congas and 2 bongos and a floor tom. And that's all I need. Timbales are fun too. I got something for you after this too, Zig.
Yeah, he's jamming on the hands.
Yup. That's like the shit that I do. It's like I'm the percussionist, so I get to play with another drummer. And you know how fun that is? Like having percussion and drums all together?
Well, we're gonna find out because that's what we're gonna be doing on the Zig Zone or on the bike route or the drum clinic.
We're gonna do it on every show, goddammit.
I got a piss.
Yeah, I know the prostate, man. See, it's starting to hit you.
No, it's not prostate. It's just
Yeah, if you have to piss already, that's your prostate,
get
dude.
rid of the beer.
Zig, get him with your finger.
That's why I got a doctor with small hands.
Zig knows what a good prostate feels like.
But it sounded good, huh? Dude, I never knew he was a drummer.
Which one was that?
This is
Oh, is that the singer?
Yeah.
Playing drums?
Yeah, that's the singer on the left.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the drummer. That's the singer.
Nice.
Yeah. The dude's good.
They
that
always
was-
had
that
like
was
a good
him.
percussive style too.
Yeah, that
now
was-
I know why.
Well, yeah, because Godsmack's always been kind of tribalish,
Yeah.
you know? And, well,
Just
not
really
kind of,
rock,
they've been really.
rock solid, like always a steady beat and shit. I got some more drum percussion shit coming up next too.
So, my thing with JJ is I think that's going to be an awesome little new addition to the drum clinic is getting us in here and start doing drum circles.
Yep, I can bring
And-
some people over from Venice too.
Okay, because I'm going to bring a couple of my toms that I don't use anymore. They're my little higher toms. It's a 4 and a 5 inch.
Ooh, those are tiny toms.
Yeah, they're tiny. Tiny.
There's like mini timbales. Yeah,
You know.
I have a set of rototoms I never use.
Oh, rototoms. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are good for
the 6,
playing
8, and
hands.
10.
Those are good for playing with hands. But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice addition. Once we get more and more drummers involved, maybe we'll get Tato to show the fuck back up.
Yeah,
Fucking Tato.
I'm wondering with their drum setups, like, why didn't they just put like a simple rack setup? There's like 20 tripods in front of both drum sets. Or is that part of like the decoration for it?
You know, see, that's what I want to go with the cage set. That's what I want to
cages
do.
are the way to go. I mean, I've got a simple
Well, it
rack
makes-
setup, and it's so easy. But a cage, now you got an upper level, so you can hang some cymbals down. You could effectively have 2 layers of cymbals.
Yeah.
One right above the drums, and then put some big ass motherfucking crashes up high for big accents.
Yeah, and setup and breakdown is like really simple. You just grab it and you pull it off the stage.
Yeah, that's the same with mine is. You can carry the entire thing. Frankenset too. I made that whole thing on a small low drum arm. So I just have to remove the bass drum first. And then the rest of it, you just pick it up and go with it.
Dude, it's a really good duel off. I love this. It's like one of my favorites that I've ever seen. And I'm going to see Godsmack this month at Toyota Arena.
I'll say I was impressed by that. At first, when you're like Godsmack, I was like, really?
You need
Good
to
call.
you need to really look at that one, dude. I mean, I think you would be impressed.
No, I think I've seen that one before.
Do the
Now they're
new,
doing that part again.
what's his name from Dream Theater?
Okay,
Not Portnoy.
after this one.
Not Portnoy.
Oh, the new guy.
I thought this was over. They're still going. Are they going to do the whole song?
No. All right. No, then they go into the song. Then his drum gets pulled away. He starts singing the song, and then they start rocking.
Oh, come on.
Here's your hippie music.
Yes.
Oh, no hippie dippy. Come on.
Dude, I love the Coongers, man. I love them to pieces.
And we're in California. Don't diss Santana. They got paid $700 for this show, which is probably a lot of money for '69.
Dude,
But
that's
this is where they got discovered. They just came out here and fucking jammed, and they're all on so much acid. Santana actually said he thought his guitar was turning into snakes.
that's why I love the most about Santana. He's just got a really great percussion. I mean, he's got tons of percussion behind him. Tons and tons.
Everybody in the band is good too.
I can't even imagine what you'd have to qualify to actually play in Santana's band. You have to be an intense.
Well, this guy did it. It's funny because I think this drummer, he's a little bit more style-wise like Ginger Baker. It's just like that 60s style. It was just more like that, less direct, punchy, less on the bass drum. But it's fun when he gets grooving, too. There's drum solos in the song,
Or like,
but it's not all drum solos.
like Tito Puente.
Yeah, timbales.
Love Tito Puente.
Nah.
No?
You ever seen Tito Puente?
Yep.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Scott. No? Are you into any kind of Latin percussion?
Nah.
No? Oh my God.
He was like the
Wow.
master of timbales.
Do I look Latin?
You don't have to be Latin. You just have to be a drummer.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Good point.
I was never like a big Santana fan or anything either. I mean, I was like hard rock, metal, a little, but I like jazz and funk and stuff like that.
Most of Santana's stuff, like from this point, they did like a lot of like really mellow, like R&B like stuff. I have one of his old albums, and it's just like it's all make-out music.
Make-out music?
Oh yeah, you can totally make out to it.
No,
You and Zig.
Make out music?
Yeah.
What are we, fucking 16? Come on, dude.
He says you and sick.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? I've never had
Hippie.
sex to Santana.
No.
Dude, do it.
Couldn't do
Nah.
it. No.
I'll give you like the name of an album to play. I can't remember what it is now. Ah, this video sucks.
Right, next.
Cut it.
Yeah, it's Ginger Baker all over again.
It's funny.
Okay.
I used to play conventional, and just
You mean the way you hold the drumsticks?
yeah. I couldn't. I don't know, for some reason.
never
man,
liked playing that
When I
way.
started playing more power,
match
drumming,
grip is the way to
I was
go.
like, yeah, this has got to go. But when you play the marching snare, you have to. But it's amazing how guys can play a kit like that.
I know. Stuart Copeland played that way.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
should find a drum solo of his. Did he ever do solos?
Oh yeah.
Because that guy was badass, but he was always really light when it came to like the music that they wrote. He could have used a percussionist.
Yeah, he's one of my influences as well.
Who's that?
Stuart Copeland.
Yeah. Stuart Copeland was. You talked about him. Is Stuart Copeland didn't he didn't follow
Anybody.
like a well, yeah like
He was
like
his
like
own style. Even in pop music, you could tell like, hey, this is Stuart Copeland.
you couldn't when you listen to Stuart Copeland, you couldn't like say, well, I hear the influence here or I hear the influence there. Stuart Copeland was his own, like he created his own little thing.
Yeah, you hear other
Cheers,
people, you're
brother.
like, I hear Stuart Copeland's influence in this dude.
But Stuart Copeland was also another drummer that didn't follow a pattern. Like, with you had the whole police thing going. It was just like really weird.
Well, that's the jazz influence. That's what I have a lot of influential things on like jazz and stuff because of it's so obscure timing and just offbeats on like smaller cymbals like splash cymbals and stuff. And
Less bass drum too.
not necessarily.
Like traditional jazz.
Well,
bass
yeah.
drum's really just for accents. That's where it's like for me, it's like, nah, I want more bass drum.
Well, I'm not talking traditional jazz. I'm talking like,
You see, the kids these days, they don't listen to the jazz music.
not traditional. No, I'm talking like, God, this
Look at
was,
Bill Cosby.
there was this guitar player that he did an album with Les Claypool. Oh, dear God.
The sausage one?
Yeah, not that one. No,
Was it the
Charlie
something
Hunter.
in Dimitri, like the fucking experience?
no, Charlie Hunter. Charlie Hunter he has like this guitar that has like 5 guitar strings and like 3 bass strings, and he's playing bass with his thumb and picking the rest with his
Oh, what?
fingers. And it's so
Nice.
he's doing the bass and the guitar all at once, and it's jazz.
Was it Satriani's bass player played like
But
that?
yeah, the first album he did, I think it was Les Claypool produced it or something, and it had the Sausage drummer on there. I forget his name, but and they did a version of Nirvana's "Come as You Are," and it was all jazz with like sax and drums. It just it was really really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I would love to see someone do that because I mean, you watch guitar players like do like the percussion.
Well, look up
like the
the
street musicians.
yeah, look up the Charlie Hunter trio.
Oh, Charlie Hunter. I did sausage drum solo. Here's one called Penguins with Shotguns, Flowers and Sausages, with extended drum solo.
God.
I have no idea what's up with that. All right, what's the dude's name?
Charlie Hunter. Look up Charlie Hunter Trio, Come As You Are.
I
Pretty
seen
interesting.
I seen Santana live, and of course it was when he was older. Not this. This is obviously way before my time. This is like probably 70 something,
No, this is 69.
69. So
This,
okay,
this
so
is
that's what
where
I'm
they
saying.
got actually discovered. They played Woodstock as like one of the opening groups. And then everybody's like, damn.
The video is horrible on it.
See, look how much the drummer's sweating. Like how you were saying.
Yeah. Never trust a drummer that doesn't sweat.
Because he's just working it. That was a long ass song. That's the thing about Santana's
And that was
tunes,
cut,
man,
too.
Is they're so long. It's like Iron Maiden. I can only listen to so much Iron Maiden from. I'm like, okay, it's another 10-minute song.
Are you doing live?
That's what came up when I did the search.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just a little 3-piece.
Smooth jazz.
Jay Lane. That was the drummer.
Another one I really like is Chick Corea. With Dave
Look at his
Weckl
guitar.
on drums.
Wow, look at that.
That is bad.
That is crazy.
Oh,
and
wait.
he's doing the bass perfectly.
Have y'all ever heard Dave Weckl?
Yeah.
That motherfucker can play.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
That is wicked.
Yeah.
I've never seen nothing like that. I'm going to have to look this guy up.
We just did.
No, I'm saying at home and start checking out some of his videos. And
I'm not sure if that's Jay Lane playing on the drums, but Jay Lane was the one who recorded the album with this guy, and he was the one who was on that Sausage album.
how do you go from like going, okay, well let me play bass and guitar at the same time? And well, what makes you just wake up and do that?
That guy's just.
He didn't have a bass player. Maybe like every bass player he ever jammed with gave him drama.
Right? So let me just make a guitar.
I mean, it wasn't the bass player getting all the chicks because that never.
No, that is
happens.
Jay Lane. Yeah, that's Jay Lane.
Okay, so how do you get somebody to like, hey, I want you to make a guitar that's a bass guitar in one? Imagine if the first person he confronted about that. They're like going, what?
Usually it's a different length of the neck too.
Well, the bass, bass is normal bass, the good bass.
But he's got
I
different
like
pickups.
a long neck bass. The long
Yeah.
neck bass, especially when
Of
they're
course you
fretless.
would.
Like, dude, Chuck is a really good bass player.
You hump his leg while he's playing that fretless
I
bass, don't
fucking
you?
do, man. I swear to God, dude, he's got this long neck bass. It's fretless.
And his thumb slap
You like
technique.
his long neck.
His thumbs are fucking to die for.
Dude, Chuck Lorre is a really, really good bass player. I mean, I think he's really underrated. I mean, he should be just like...
He's a pocket player too. I like the funky stuff he can do.
Yeah.
So weird to see somebody play bass and guitar at the same time.
That is a trip. That's
you
what
ever
I'm
see-
saying. How do you how do
Three
you
bass strings
incorporate
and
that?
5 guitar strings.
Did you ever see Satriani's bass player though? Stuart something.
Stuart, not Stuart.
I was gonna say Stuart Little.
I was gonna say Stuart.
I think it
Ham,
is Stuart
but that's
Ham.
no, that.
You know? But he plays his bass like that. He would play like a 5 or a 6 string or something like that. But he does full melodies and everything. It's amazing.
Well, Billy Sheehan, really
No, he's a monster.
phenomenal bass player. That dude's got like fingers like the alien thing that attaches to their face. That's what his fingers remind me of.
Oh, my bass player for Days of Change. Oh my God, John, the guy from fucking Henderson, Nevada. Holy shit, that guy is a monster on bass. That guy is just unbelievable.
And there's jazz. There's no jazz without a sax. Gotta have a sax.
But it's so weird just to see. There's just 3 guys up there. There's no bass player. It's just Charlie Hunter's doing like guitar and the bass.
And that's the difference between like when you go see like jazz bands, everyone's like sitting at the table, everyone's relaxed because you like
Yeah,
your thing,
man.
you're like everyone's like coming to the stage, rah!
Yeah, it's not like that exciting,
Yeah,
but it's just
It's
something
talent.
that is.
I like bands that mix it though. Like
Yeah.
what was it? Chimera? What was that band called? Chimera? Something like that.
yeah.
They're like a jazz metal band.
Chimera or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like I can see the spelling, but I don't know how it's pronounced.
No, it's not that exciting, but I thought.
I
Get a kick out of that fucking
actually.
It's a good segue for something else I wanted to play.
Actually, in Riverside, on Sunday nights at the Prohibition, they have live jazz blues night.
Smooth jazz.
Yeah, I can't sit there and watch a whole. But
See, I can.
I have like maybe 4 of his albums that I just every now and then you're in the mood for something different, you know?
Right.
That or like what was the other guy that
But if you just did this exact same thing with
God.
distortion and shit like that, then it would be
think of
punk
his
rock.
Dutchy, just like, you fucking wanker.
it's got to be faster. Hey, look, cunt, this guy can't even play this
No,
fucking.
not all punk is fast. Dutchy actually doesn't like the hardcore punk.
No. Oh, Dave
Oh,
See,
there's
this is
only
a
a couple
little bit
minutes.
quicker jazz. I love this, like jazz fusion.
Yeah. Alex Cunha was another one. Did a lot of drums and percussion stuff.
You know, the thing about playing jazz, and I think that's what, if you're going to be a drummer, you really need to play jazz because there's so many different accents and punches on the high notes.
I still
you know
like,
what I mean?
as far as technique, I like just doing like freestyle heavy shit. Just like Dillinger Escape Plan, like fucking Lightning Bolt. And just like some of these fucking crazy bands where you just get to like go crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of discipline in jazz.
Well, you got to hit those accents.
Well, you're not just accenting the bass lines. Like a lot of bass parts tell you, oh, you got to follow the bass.
Yeah.
No, you don't got to follow just the bass. I follow the guitar, I follow the vocals, I follow, different things so I can get more accents and more.
They're supposed to follow you anyway,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well,
I think in jazz,
especially jazz.
I think in jazz, everyone just like goes for it.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
based off of improv. So each person is writing the stuff as they're playing it, and then they're just doing the interplay with it. Like all the chord changes and everything, it's all based on like how you do the improv. I was reading a book on jazz theory once, and I was just like, "Fuck, it's amazing."
well
I don't remember any of it, but I read some of it.
Well, my old guitar player for Jamfinger, Stuff, Silent Planet, all those guys, I grew up with this guy, and we wrote a lot of music together. And the stuff that he was all about jazz. He was his, Frank. The fuck.
Frankie.
Frank from
Zappa?
Zappa, yeah. He was a big Frank Zappa fan.
Oh yeah, you
That's
gotta
why
love
I said
Zappa.
Frankie. I know you were going with
huge-
that.
I bet you we
Steve
could
Vai
find some
fan.
really cool drum stuff because he had so many percussionists.
Oh, but this guy, he played like a jazz, funky, metal type of thing. I mean, I'll have to give you like one of the Jamfinger albums. You'll just be like, what the fuck is this? It's just the trippiest shit you'll ever hear. And
Well, if you think about it, like Robert Plant, for instance, his whole thing, he's got a lot of percussion, and like takes percussion from so many different cultures around the world and incorporates it into his music. Same thing, Frank Zappa. Of course, we were listening to him earlier.
this is your guy,
Terry Bozzio?
Terry Bozzio, playing for Zappa.
Yeah, no, that's where he used to play with. This is before he got all the huge kit. It's a little 5-piece, 6-piece.
Guy's thin as a freaking rail.
Yep.
He still is.
I like the sound effects too. This needs to be louder.
Yeah, Steve Vai used to play with him too, with Terry Bozzio on that. When Terry Bozzio did a Steve Vai album with what's that guy? Oh God,
Yeah, the Steve Vai, because it had the bass player. We just talked about him.
Billy Sheehan.
Billy Sheehan, Steve Vai, Terry Bozzio, and there was the other guitar player. He was short hair. Shit.
Yeah.
God, what was that band's name? And phenomenal.
Mr. Big?
No, not Mr. Big. No. This was like some obscure thing that they did, and he just like put it together and then went on tour.
Remember Racer X?
Racer X, yes.
They were pretty badass.
But Mr. Big was really good.
I did not like Mr. Big.
You didn't?
I have one of their
I
albums.
loved it.
I thought it was cheesy. I like when Jake E. Lee did.
What the
Badlands.
fuck was he just wearing? Speedos?
I think leather speedos.
Dude,
He's sweating.
rewind that.
Rewind.
Pull that back.
I don't want to see that again.
Too bad.
He was wearing Speedos. No, it's before that.
No, I think it got up after this.
Oh, the album that Steve Vai did with Terry Bozzio was Sex and Religion, and it had Devin Townsend on it
Oh, nice.
singing. There's some crazy shit on that album.
I told you this before.
From Strapping
dude.
Young Lad. You remember Strapping Young Lad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Devin Townsend actually sings. He doesn't.
Rewind
screaming.
that shit.
Their singer reminded me of.
Rewind.
Yeah, it was further back.
Must we see this guy in his
No.
fucking
There you go. Yeah.
skivvies?
Keep on going. This son of a bitch is wearing just Speedos. He ain't even got socks on.
Well, he's probably on acid.
I'd never seen him with Zappa. This is cool.
Look at it. Ah!
Oh, come on.
There you go.
Man. Come on.
And he has no socks on either. This dude's playing almost naked. That's awesome. That's awesome. I never Terry Bozzio. Oh my God. If I go to NAMM this year, dude, and he's there, I'm just going to be like, hey, Terry Bozzio.
If I ever got to play for Zappa, I would play naked.
I just want to let you know. I see the video of you wearing his fucking Speedo. I knew drummers that could play barefoot. I couldn't play barefoot. I tried it.
No, I don't
Oh,
like
I
it.
love barefoot.
I don't like
do
it.
not like
Couldn't do
playing
it.
with shoes.
I don't like it.
I take
The
my
feet
shoes off
sweat,
every time.
Feet start sweating, your foot's all over the place.
Nope. It's all about the technique.
Not
All
with
right.
sweaty feet.
Yeah, even with the trick pedals, because there's no traction on them, my feet don't slip.
I don't like playing with bare feet. I need the shoe.
All right.
Yeah, that's just me. What the fuck?
Rip
Oh,
Taylor.
not that fat. Come on.
Oh no! Get Rip off the fucking air.
You got to give him some props for
No,
dying today.
yeah.
He was 84. He was 4 years older
I'm
than
surprised
Ginger
he's not
Baker.
looking for a guy to kiss.
He was funny.
He wasn't funny. He was just gay.
He was both.
But he was both, and he was good at probably both. Probably.
Wait,
you know?
wait. He was gay?
Right.
No. All right, what drum you want to hear next?
Hey, put on Buddy Rich Muppets, and then we'll end the show with that one. And then while you're pulling that up, let me tell obviously I gotta pee again.
Well, Jerry, I say one thing. Holy moly.
Say, Kermit, I understand for the show's finale you want me to do some kind of a drum battle.
Oh, yeah, I just love drum battles.
Okay, who do I battle? The other guy, you know, the one that loses.
Animal.
Animal, that's really his name. He looks like a sore loser. This chain break, you'll be a sore winner.
Listen, I'll just go introduce you. Floyd, get Animal ready.
Animal, you ready? Kill! 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 Yeah, he's ready. Drum battle! Drum battle!
Okay,
Did they really have to put a Disney logo on this?
Century. Yes, in one corner, our own ever-popular
Did they like buy him out or what?
Yeah, they own the Muppets now.
Oh,
They own everything. They own Star Wars.
I don't give two shits about Star Wars.
They're the Empire.
I wonder who the drummer that actually played his drums was.
It could be Buddy Rich doing it too.
No, that's a different style.
Well, that's him. He could change shit up. Nah, it is two drummers.
Yeah. It's like animals doing better shit. He's getting tired.
See how he plays conventional? It's just like, fuck, dude.
That's all they did back then.
I don't like playing like that.
You actually use more muscle groups, so you have better control going with the matched grip. It'd be like playing with 2 feet, but one of your feet sideways.
Yeah, but he's playing like when you're playing tradition, you can't. You're doing soft beats. You're not doing like power drumming.
Unless you're Buddy Rich, pretty much.
Traditional. What's that? What I've been calling it? Conventional.
Yeah, same thing.
Traditional group. Yeah.
Same thing, but traditional.
So,
But yeah,
one of my favorite drum solos of all time.
Drum solo.
of course, a lot of it's triggered.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot
Pop
of
for teacher.
overdub.
But you know,
It's actually easy to
Oh,
do.
the guy that was doing it this weekend, he had a backtrack doing the bass drum, and then he came into it, and I was like,
Lame.
how weak is that?
but
All you do is triples over a 4-beat with the bass drum, triples on floor tom. I put the song list, the set list on my floor tom to get that sound. And then the guitar player would yell at me for destroying the set list. He'd be like, well, why'd you put this song in the middle of the set?
well, look forward to some drum circles. That'll be part of the drum clinic from now on.
And Family of Light, the next show that we got is the 21st. Fuck, I don't remember where it is. Hold on a second.
We'll look it up. What's yours?
Mine is October 12th, is next Saturday at the Epic Lounge in Downey. And then the next Saturday after that, we're at the Slide Bar in Fullerton.
That'll be Mr. Crowley.
Yeah, Mr. Crowley. Yeah. Day Zero is like on a hiatus right now, so.
Well, it'd be nice to say Mr. Crowley is at
Epic
the
Lounge,
Epic Lounge in Downey on
October 12th. And then October 19th at Slide Bar in Fullerton.
And if you like Black Sabbath and Ozzy, you would definitely like Mr. Crowley.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are a really good tribute band, dude. I have to hand it to you.
They're fun guys to play with, too. It's like all we do is have fun on stage. There's no egos, no bullshit. It's just all about playing and having fun and entertaining people. It's
Right.
not, a lot of tributes. There's a lot of egotistical tribute bands out there, and I won't say who they are or what they are, but you can't.
Halen.
Oh shit! No, don't say it. Anyway, you can't be like that.
Yeah, no.
You gotta be. You gotta have fun at it and just entertain your fans and have fun. That's it.
Right. Kind of like Dog and Butterfly. They're just the most phenomenal heart tribute band of all time, and they're very such humble people.
Cool.
Just love them to pieces. So, did you find out your gig?
Yeah, it's at the Griffin in LA on October 21st. Family of Light Band. And then our next show after that is October 25th.
Well, is it during the day or during the evening? Is there a time
Evening.
slot?
I think that's on a Monday. So I probably won't make this show. And October 25th, I think that's a Saturday, we're playing at the Mustache Bar in Tijuana.
So, which one is on a Monday?
Griffin. in LA.
At what date?
October 21st.
October 21st.
Yeah. I think it's a Monday. I'm not sure.
The 25th.
But you have the date.
Did you say 25th?
25th is
21st.
Mustache Bar in Tijuana.
Oh God, I'll be up in Rockland, California.
Nice.
It's a halftime bar and grill out there.
What's the 21st? 21st on a Monday.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't do dates.
21st.
I
would
just
be a
remembered it
Monday,
was the
yeah. I
21st.
think so.
Is it?
Yeah, because the 19th is a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
The 21st would be a Monday. Yeah.
Mondays are fun. I like drinking tequila on Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to be here drinking tequila.
But I'll bring some with me.
No,
That's
you
funny,
won't,
when
because
we
you'll
played
be gigging.
When we played the concert lounge, somebody like snuck a bottle of tequila in. It was Don Julio too. I was like, "There's this bottle of tequila just sitting back here." I started drinking it.
There you go. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next week is Biker Alley, and we just had the PDW last weekend, and so there's going to be lots of updates on the new curriculum that we're going to talk about, and of course, the track time between the instructors. Anyways, love you all. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great week.
See ya.
Oh my God.